that the APC, Egbekebe, used for 8 years of Bukwari. Remember, they constantly were reminding you of the 16 years of PDP misrule, that is what led to, the mess that Bukwari was fixing. They said that to you, right? For years. And this man now jumped Bukwari's 8 years, Thiefnubu's 2 years, making 10 years. And he started from the PDP's mess too. That is how, deluded they want to look, but they are not stupid. Okay? But if you had paid very much attention to some of the lies, we can debunk some of them, at least for the sake of innocent people that believes that at least is telling you everything positive going on. I mean, what is wrong in telling the positive things? They are not saying everything is fine. What they are saying is that there's been progress, and people should at least, they have the right to tell what is going on, even if you don't like them. Does that mean that nothing good is going on at all in Nigeria? That kind of people, they want something to be true. And those are the ones that are always going to be available to be disappointed again and again and again and again. Those are the enablers. Because to them, Thiefnubu said, oh, we now make more money. States are getting more money. They are paying off their debt. We have not borrowed locally. We have, here you get. And all of that sounded good. Oh, he removed subsidy. Oh, he has given them student loan. They sound great, right? Only if they are actually true. Just like that. Because they are not. When Thiefnubu removed subsidy, it changed everything. Everything. And your inflation, or what was already like near hyperinflation, took a shock. And your country and the economy went straight into a recession that they have not declared. Thiefnubu did not just remove the subsidy, because this is what happened. When the subsidy was removed without any prior warning, or you know what, when I'm going to take over, I'm going to remove subsidy, something like a prior warning, there was none. It was that shocking that it went through the entire system. Salary remained the same. Naira got devalued, right? People are no longer able to pay for their common regular needs anymore. In the process, Thiefnubu and his gang, they kept bamboozling everybody with, it was a good idea, until people now realized what it actually meant. It's not just going to be the increase in price of transportation, it's also going to mean the increase in price of everything, because the woman that is selling toilet paper, that one, she's not going to hit her own toilet papers, right? So she will need to probably she will need to buy food. And the woman that is selling food won't teach her own children. Just similarly, a man that is driving taxi won't become his own family's doctors. Family doctors too will not feed his own family with syringes and tablets. His services would also have to pay for the food. That's how the economy works. Everybody will end up having to exchange something for something. And in the process, it is what you have, how you got it, that will determine what you are going to get for yourself in keeping things going. So it became difficult. Everything got affected. School fees, so house rent, to transportation, or name it. And cost of even running business. It hit everyone without any warning. In the process, right, they removed the subsidy on education too. And suddenly, schools started increasing their fees by over 200, 300, 500%. Oh, they offer them loan, not grant or loan. Okay, you need to go and apply and see if you can get the loan. And if you can get the loan, they can pay, school fees and still give you some stipend too. They have millions of people who are currently in public schools in Nigeria. But they brag that they have already paid the school fees of over 200,000. When you put the numbers side by side, you are wondering like, how does this even make any sense? So they went as far as removing what they call the electricity subsidy as well. They were selling darkness before. Now they increased the cost of darkness. People are celebrating using 12 hours, 21 hours a day electricity in a way to just kind of make it look like, oh yeah, the electricity is stable. I mean, it's kind of stable now. Meanwhile, when you go on and check, how much are you generating now in your electricity and how much are you distributing? So you kind of like see the whole mess that they don't really match. But they are making more money. From what? Oh yeah, he's got more taxes and all of that is making more money. Then why is he borrowing so much? It's the common sense thing, right? Okay, I mean, these borrowers, right? They come with some conditions that eventually leads to further policy reforms that continue to strangulate the people. Nobody is stupid except those who chooses to be. So, how much is the more money they are getting? I did the math on that a while back. Thiefnubu came in. Your exchange rate at the time, right, was 430 naira to $1. Okay. So if you are a state governor that was receiving, for example, 4 billion naira, I think 4 billion naira would be like $100 million. Yeah. So then you realize that 2 years after Thiefnubu took power, now the state is collecting, for example, the state is now collecting 12 billion. Do you know that on paper, they will say, oh, that's like they are now collecting times 3 of their money, only for you to convert the times 3, 12 billion naira, and realize that it is far less than 70 million dollars. And then you're like, okay, that's short of 30 million. So does that mean that the value of 100 million then probably should have been, I don't know. But the point I'm making here is this. It devalued the money and makes it look so much, so plenty. But the value of the money itself, you all know what I mean. So it's called devaluation. You may think you have money. Maybe I shouldn't use 100 million because that's a lot, right? Let's say somebody gives a state or a local government that got paid, that got paid 400 million naira or 420 million naira. So that in itself is like was $1 million. You get that now? 420 million. Now, if that same local government is given, let's say, 800 million naira, that's a lot of money. It looks like a lot of money. Yeah? Then you realize that it's far, far less than $1 million. Because $1 million this day would be 1.6 billion. So somebody, a local government that was collecting that same 400, it is similar to this your minimum wage. Your minimum wage was 30,000 naira. And that was under Bukwari, by the way, 30,000. And 30,000 naira then was $78, sort of. Sure, you get like $78. So Thiefnubu now announced that he's increased your minimum wage to 70,000. And that 70,000 naira today is just $42. Do you see that now? I think that's simple enough. This is the GPT. that they have been forcing down your throat, and they are bragging about it. The local government are getting more money that they don't really get anyway. Or they put together this devalued naira, shrink the economy, and they are patting themselves on the back, and they say, okay, where is the money? What that simply means is that Nigeria, with what they are declaring, despite they are squeezing your neck all left, right, and center, they are still making far, far, far less because people are poorer now than they were 2.5 years ago, as worse as Bokuwari was. So people are poorer now. When you put together everything they are bragging about and put it side by side in real value, you realize that APC, Egbekebe, they are the real enemies of the people in true essence of it. I mean, think about it now. A bag of rice that used to be 7,500 naira has become, over 80,000. There was a time they were selling it for over 100,000 naira. But the moment it came down to, let's say, 84,000 naira, APC, Egbekebe, they were all out to force you to acknowledge it and say things are getting better. How? And that's why when you see people like that on TV, they know what they are doing, They just need to drop all those nonsense there, left, right, and center, and see which of them is going to stick. Because there are people that wanted them to be true. If you have so much money, you are making more money from crude oil, allegedly, because there's no evidence of that, right? Because every figure they are putting out there is fake. Question the figures, you will understand what I'm saying. Fake. So they went to the National Assembly to go and get approval for $21 billion. That's how much Thiefnubu is planning to borrow between this 2025 and 2026. Do you understand? And they have already started pushing for $1.7 billion from the World Bank. So when you convert the $21 billion that Thiefnubu wants to go and borrow in the next 10 months, when you convert the money to your budget money, that is almost the entire budget, your budget. So if they have met their revenue generation or revenue target, right, that they are not borrowing locally anymore, why are they kind of like needing 21 billion naira to fund your budget? Thiefnubu is awarding projects that are in their trillions, and I'm talking about billions of dollars, right? Without the National Assembly approval and without any national budget for it. They just cook that on the side, take loans for it, and roll out some figures and tell you that investors are falling in. The investors they have are loan sharks. The money there, man. Anyway, talking about Imo State. Someone did a coverage. Okay, it's a project. They call it Smart School Project, which also involves the South Korean government. And this person was like, no, his name is Alex Onya, right? He's into this education, this and that in the eastern part of Nigeria. Maybe the name rings bell, right? So he did a coverage of this near abandoned, supposed very smart school. They said they have the similar school, supposed the similar project in other part of Nigeria. And this one seems to be like abandoned before it turned relic. I say make I help them give them publicity because come on, why would anybody just let this kind of project rot? I don't know, right? But here it is it's called the Smart School in Ogo, Okpala local government area of Imo State, right? Please watch.
Yeah, this is the admin block. This is the admin block. Let's see from here. This is the admin block. Yeah. Just this is it. The admin block. From here a long, wide. I see it. This is the admin block over here. Yeah. And this is the primary section. Sorry, the secondary section. Yeah. This is the secondary section. This is the secondary section. Over here. This is the secondary section. This is the secondary section. You can see. This is it. This is it. Secondary section. And this is the classroom. Yeah. This is it. So, this is the second section. Like, this is the I see. This is the classroom. Yeah. Yeah, this is the back fence. Sorry. This is the room. This is the classroom. This is the classroom. Yeah, this is it. The classroom for the secondary section. Yeah.
So by the time you ask them, why did they leave it or abandoned it? Like what is left to put that structure to use? Then they will tell you stories that will sound so stupid that it will actually like more like angers you more. You say, man. And guess what? There are projects like that scattered all over the country. Some of them for years. For some reason, it could be the finishing money, right? That disappeared. And that is the end of your. Oh, did you see that rooms and all of that? It may not really fit into your own kind of a smart school, but you can tell that the structure they built in that place is standard enough if they could put a finishing touch to it and put it to use in a country that currently has over 21 million out of school children. If these guys who are parading